The Champions League round of 16 is done and dusted, and whew, what a ride that was. The quarterfinal ties are now officially set. PSG versus Liverpool, Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich, Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid, Sporting versus Arsenal. So let's go through the quarterfinal matchups and talk about who I think will go through. PSG versus Liverpool. Both sides have had pretty inconsistent seasons, dropping points, losing matches, and throwing away games they absolutely should have won. In the round of 16, both teams looked shaky at times, making far too many mistakes and wasting too many chances. Liverpool even somehow managed to lose to Galatasaray. PSG were slightly more convincing in the last round, and they are also sitting top of their domestic league. For me, PSG go through here with an aggregate score of 5-3. Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich. For me, this is the headline tie of the entire quarterfinal stage. Bayern absolutely demolished Atalanta 10-1 on aggregate and gave the Italians no chance whatsoever. Real Madrid, meanwhile, despite going through a rough spell, still managed to knock out Guardiola's City with a 5-1 aggregate win. Picking a clear favorite here is incredibly difficult. I genuinely think this one could go all the way to penalties. Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid. There is one really interesting angle in this tie. Flick's Barcelona and Simeone's Atletico will face each other 3 times in just 10 days, twice in the Champions League and once in La Liga. I actually think Barcelona are under more pressure here. They need to stay top of La Liga with Real Madrid breathing down their neck, and at the same time, they have to deal with a huge Champions League tie. Atletico, on the other hand, have realistically fallen out of the La Liga title race, which means they can put their full focus on Europe. Arsenal versus Sporting. Right now, this feels like the most straightforward tie in the quarterfinals. Don't get me wrong, Sporting are a top side, but Arsenal have been absolutely outstanding. They have got everything: consistency, physicality, motivation, squad depth, and well-worked routines on the training ground. Arsenal are top of the Premier League and still unbeaten in this season's Champions League. Just think about that. For me, Arsenal go through comfortably with a 6-2 aggregate win. If I had to put together a top 3 of the main favorites, I would give third place jointly to Barcelona and Real Madrid. Why those two? Because Real Madrid are that one team who always seem to operate by their own rules in the Champions League. Once the knockout rounds begin, they turn back into that ruthless predator nobody wants to face. As for Barcelona, if they can come through these 3 meetings with Atletico, their chances of winning the Champions League will rise massively. Atletico also need to decide what matters more to them now, La Liga or the Champions League. Barcelona, meanwhile, need to tighten up defensively and play more compactly, because there are still too many gaps appearing at the back. Going forward, though, they have one of the most dangerous attacks in world football right now. I would put Bayern in second place. And this is not really about aura, it is about the numbers. Bayern are top of the Bundesliga with 67 points from 26 matches, and they have scored a ridiculous 93 goals. That is not just dominance, that is the profile of a side that is systematically overwhelming opponents. They have pace, power, squad depth, and serious attacking momentum. When a German side heads into the business end of the season with numbers like that, it is impossible not to see them as one of the biggest favorites. But my number 1 favorite would still be Arsenal. And for me, it comes down to balance. The London side are not just doing well in the Champions League, they are also showing real consistency both in Europe and in the Premier League. In the official Premier League table, Arsenal are top with 70 points from 31 matches, 21 wins, and a goal difference of plus 39. That is no longer just a strong run. That is proper title-winning form. On top of that, reaching the quarterfinals is further proof that this side can handle the pressure on the European stage too. What makes Arsenal so dangerous right now is how complete they look. Bayern may have more attacking explosiveness, Real Madrid may have more European pedigree, and Barcelona may have brilliant numbers in La Liga, but Arsenal look like the side with the fewest obvious weaknesses. They are disciplined, organized, physically ready, and capable of maintaining their level over the course of a long season. And they head into the quarterfinals as leaders of the strongest domestic league represented at this stage. So the conclusion is simple. If we are talking about the favorites to win the Champions League right now, Arsenal are my number one. Bayern comes second, and Real Madrid come next. That said, Barcelona should not be ruled out at all. Being top of La Liga and scoring 77 goals in 28 matches is the mark of a side that can absolutely go all the way to the final. But if I had to pick one standout favorite right now, I would not go for the biggest name. I would go for the most complete team this season. And at the moment, that team looks like Arsenal.